Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. That's right, you guessed it. It's Wednesday. New album reviews coming at you left and right today. We got all sorts of cool stuff that's coming out right about now. So let's dive into this one. Another Frontiers Records release. In fact, this guy, I think out of the 10 solo albums he's put out, I believe 8 of them have come out on Frontiers. There was like a couple albums in the middle that were released on different labels, but for the most part he has been aligned with Frontiers a good chunk of his career. I'm talking about the 10th studio album from Jorn Lande, Over the Horizon Radar. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that album cover. It's kind of cheesy for me. All right, it's kind of like a like a painting of him on stage, which is cool. You got the people giving the all over the place. You got the crows flying in the background, and he's shooting laser beams out of his eyes. Kind of strange. Over the Horizon Radar. Kind of a strange title as well. But, it's just the title, just the cover. What's more important is the music. There's the man himself. All right. I'll go through here. Got all his bandmates here. You got 2 guitar players. I will name everybody in a second. Got full lyrics, drummer, bass player, keyboard player, and there's the man again, enjoying himself a nice glass of wine. Jorn Lande on lead vocals. I always say Jorn, right? A lot of people say Jorn. I believe he's Norwegian, so I believe it's Jorn Lande. But a lot of people do say Jorn, right? However you say it, whatever. We've got, Adrian S.B. on guitar, Torre Morin on guitar, Francesco Jovino on drums, and Nick Masuconi on bass, with playing keyboards on the album. Of course, Alessandro Del Vecchio, who seems to have his hands in just about everything that comes out on Frontiers Records these days. Which it probably is a good reason why a lot of these Frontiers releases kind of have a similar sound. He's just, he helped with the mixing and engineering of the album. He helps with the songwriting, on a lot of these releases. So it's no surprise that there's a similar flavor on a lot of the albums that he works with. And his keyboard style, obviously he also plays keyboard on quite a few of these albums that he's involved with. So, like I mentioned, this is the 10th studio album from Mr. Lande. Of course, he's appeared on a million other things, right? Doesn't just do the Jorn band or the Jorn band. He has been obviously in Ark. He's been in Master Plan. He's done stuff with Russell Allen. The guy has just so many projects beyond Twilight, right? All sorts of stuff. But his solo albums, generally speaking, are all really, really good. And this follows up. It's been actually 5 years since the last one, which was Life on Death Road, which came out in 2017. So 5 years since that. Before that, you had Traveler. Bring Heavy Rock to the Land was 2012. So he's been fairly busy over the last decade or so. And all high-quality stuff. Such a great singer. He's probably one of my top 5 favorite singers who's kind of appeared on the scene over the last 20 years or so. And he's got this style that is very reminiscent of younger David Coverdale. At times he's got a little bit of that Ronnie James Dio snarl. I always thought he was kind of like if you were to mix classic Coverdale and classic Dio together, that's kind of like Jorn Lande. That's what you get there. Really good, really husky, powerful voice. Very commanding, right? He's like, whenever I hear him sing, I always want to do that, right? He's just got that kind of voice. Some great songs on here. There's 11 tracks in total. I would say I like at least 8 or 9 of them quite well. A couple others are kind of a little on the generic side, but for the most part, everything's really good on here. Over the Horizon Radar kicks it all off. Really good melodic heavy rock song. There's a good mix of 70s, 80s style bluesy heavy rock on here. A couple slightly doomy tracks, a couple of kind of more epic sounding kind of proggy tracks, a couple more mellower tunes, right? A couple commercial songs, a little bit of everything here. You got Dead London is track number 2. That's pretty good. Not one of my favorites, but that's pretty good. My Rock and Roll, I saw that song title and then I started listening to the song and I'm like, oh, I can get into this. My Rock and Roll has got a great chorus, very memorable, and it rocks hard. I like that a lot. One Man War, another great song, and a bunch of these tunes are like 5, 6, 7 minutes long, which is, not too shabby. One Man War, good anthemic heavy rock song. I dig that one a lot. Black Phoenix is also really good. Special Edition, I'm not nuts about that one. Might be my least favorite on the album. Ode to the Black Nightshade is one of the more proggy, epic sounding ones. Got good atmosphere, nice layers of guitars. There's great guitar work on this whole album. Both guys, lots of crunch. Got, some screaming pinch harmonics on a few tracks, blazing solos. If you like your kind of like 70s, 80s style heavy rock with a good amount of crunch to it and just acrobatic shredding solos, you got plenty of that here. But make no mistake about it, Jorn Lande is the star of the show here. Winds of Home, another of my not so favorite songs on the album. It's okay, it's kind of mellow. It's melodic at least, but it doesn't really kind of go anywhere. In the Dirt is terrific. That's track number 9. It's very accessible. It's got a kind of almost like pop meets hard rock and metal. Chorus is really catchy, but listen to some of the melodies in the song and especially some of the guitar riffs and some of the guitar licks. It's going to remind you of some other things you've heard before. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of this. There's like 2 or 3 elements to this song that to me seem like it's coming from somewhere else. I'm still trying to piece it all together about where all these things, what they're reminding me of, right? But there's like the opening riff is totally from something else. And then the little melody on the verse reminds me again of something else. The chorus kind of reminds me of something else. It all works, though, because it's a really catchy, good rockin' song. Believer, which is track number 10, is nice and heavy and doomy. I love when Jorn Lande does some kind of Sabbathy type stuff. Really, really good. And then the last track is Faith Bloody Faith, which here it's called Extended Album Version. So this is a song that was released as a single back in 2021 before the album even came out. So now they've included the song on here, but the longer version, which I'm assuming is the original version of the song, not cut down for a single. It's a pretty good song. I don't think it's nearly the best song on the album, so it's interesting that was kind of released as a single, or maybe it's just a song that they finished first or recorded first, and they decided to kind of put it out there. But it's a good track. It's catchy. It's like 4 minutes long, so I'm assuming the actual single version was probably like 30 seconds shorter, 30 or 40 seconds shorter is my guess. But good song. Kind of good end to the album on a nice and upbeat rocker. So overall, I dig it. If I had to rate this, generally speaking, most of the Jorn albums to me fall somewhere between 3.5 to 4.5 out of 5 stars, somewhere in that range. None of them are drop-dead classics, but they are so enjoyable, they're so solid that it's hard not to give it a pretty high rating because, I go back to them often. I love his vocals, and the style of the music is just what I like. Classic sounding heavy rock. I love that stuff. So this one here, again, still sinking in. I've only had it for a little bit, but I've listened to it a bunch of times. I would say I'm fluctuating between a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5, which is really solid. To me, anything over 3.5 is damn good. So right now it's somewhere in between there. Like I said, there's 11 songs. 9 of them I really dig. The other 2, I'm not all that nuts about, but plenty to love on here. So if you're a Jorn fan, I think you'll dig it. It's just as solid as the last bunch. And artwork and title of the album notwithstanding, I think this is pretty cool. Good production, big and bright. Guitars are crunchy. Vocals are outstanding. And lots of great melodies and harmonies on here. That's what it's all about. Memorable songs. If it's got replay value, if the songs are catchy from the very first listen, that means a lot to me. So, Over the Horizon Radar from Jorn, the great Jorn Lande and his band. Check it out if you haven't already, and let us know what you think of it. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. That might be it for new album reviews today. Boy, you got a lot today, right? But I may squeeze one more out for you. We'll see. I do have another one that I'd like to get to, so you may actually get that today or later on or something like that. So stay tuned, right? And please subscribe if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all these review videos and all the regular shows we do. And also, please consider making a channel donation. The link is below to our Ko-Fi page. We also have our merch page. That also helps support the channel. If you go and get yourself a SOT t-shirt or hat or cap or sticker or coffee mug or whatever it is you like, hoodie, all sorts of different designs and things like that. So go check that out as well. Both those links are down below. And we'll see you here on the SOT with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Have a good rest of the day, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.